I, m21, stop putting my girlfriend, f21, on a pedestal and she is asking why. My, m21, gf, f21, and I have been dating for about a year now. I feel like I had a very heavy attachment style due to a variety of factors like being away from family and having less friends. Meanwhile, our school is in her hometown with her family and all of her friends. Because I loved her so much, I would always drop at a moment's notice to do anything for her, and I was happy to do so because I love her, but I started feeling hurt when I didn't receive the same in return. It wasn't anything major, just small things like modifying my schedule to fit hers, getting ready quick to hang out, or going out of my way to help her. Meanwhile, I felt like I never got any of this in return. We had a conversation about this. I expressed that I felt I was putting in more effort and it was leading to me feeling hurt. She said she would work to do more, and she has, but it is just unrealistic for me to expect her to do the things I did for her. In order to fix this, I stopped prioritizing her as much. I started doing my old hobbies again, not shifting my plans, and not going out of my way as much for her. I still care for her and we still have a loving relationship, I just am not as obsessive as I used to be. My GF, however, has caught on to this. Sometimes, I still find myself going out of my way for her, because I still love her, but occasionally when I remember she doesn't do those things for me, it snaps me back into order. For example, my girlfriend shifted all of our plans and wanted me to do the same thing. I was annoyed because I had our day planned out and her new agenda didn't fit mine. So I told her I could no longer hang out. She said that she feels like I've been punishing her recently. My question is, how do I word to her that I just stopped putting her on a pedestal and started treating her like a normal girlfriend rather than a god without causing an issue? I think you and your girlfriend need to sit down and try to see things from each other's perspectives. She has had you pull significantly away from her and you have started to prioritize your plans differently. Yes, you've already talked to her about this issue, but I think this issue will need constant maintenance and conversation until your dynamic has balanced out and becomes comfortable for both of you. It's great for the long term to put this boundary down, but it will take more work on both ends to make things feel more stable. Is this a big change in the dynamic for both of you? I would say don't word it towards, I'm trying to stop treating you like a god, and more towards, I'm trying to balance focusing on myself more in our relationship. It sounds like you are a little bitter over her not doing the things you did, and if you really want to air out your grievances, that should be a separate conversation. Emo. My 22 female boyfriends, 22 male roommate, 24 female, just walks into the bathroom while he's showering. My boyfriend lives with 3 other women. On multiple occasions I've seen one of his roommates walk into the bathroom while he was showering, without even knocking, or announcing she was coming in, to get something she left in there. I've noticed with their other roommates she knocks or asks if she can come in and get whatever she left in there. I'm probably overthinking it, but I feel like it's weird that she's so comfortable doing that with him but not her other roommates who are female. Could there be something going on between them? Info. Why isn't your boyfriend locking the doors? Have you asked him what he thinks about his roommate barging in while he showers? Talk to your boyfriend about it. My advice is talk to your partner about it respectfully and both of you come up with an agreed upon solution. I don't care about my nudity, but would not walk in on others. The fact that it happened multiple times tells me that your boyfriend at the least don't mind it. Without sounding disappointed, just ask him how he feels about it. I doubt there's any acceptable response to this, but I might be wrong. See how he responds, and if he blames you or don't take you seriously, then it's a bigger problem. That is really rude of her. Period. IF 37. Think my m42 husband is cheating with his coworker. So me and husband have been on the rocks, right? My husband has a female coworker and we will call her Kendra, f21. So somehow at work, and he won't tell me how, the topic of him wanting a certain type of dog came into their conversation. She just so happened to have a puppy of the same breed he wanted and gave it to him for free. It's a $1,000+ breed. So she comes over and I'm home. He goes out to greet her and I follow behind. She's fucking beautiful, everything I'm not. She's thin, perfect body, blonde, perfect teeth, an absolute stunner. I try to introduce myself and she just kinda says, "Hi," and won't make eye contact with me and turns her attention back to my husband. They talk and laugh and he's smiling all while I'm sitting there ignored. He didn't even introduce me as his wife. After she finally leaves, I confront him and he pretty much tells me I'm crazy and then storms out of the house and doesn't come back for hours. He comes back and says he doesn't want me to question what he does anymore. He goes to bed and I check his phone. I don't find messages from her, but in his camera roll he has tons of her selfies. I checked his bank statements and they are showing he spends double the amount at fancy restaurants and different stores like Victoria's Secret. He also texted his friend and told him that he thinks he is finally in love again and wants to dedicate his whole life to it this time. I confronted him again and he said the charges were for secret gifts for me and I'm not getting them now, and he was talking about me to his friend. He is always talking about how good she knows how to cook and can make his favorite food, fry bread, and all sorts of stuff. It just hurts because I try so hard to be good to him. We argued about the texts and he stormed out for hours again and then texted me and said he suddenly wants a divorce if I'm gonna question him. I love him and begged him to stay. He said his mind is made up, but if I am good he may reconsider. How do I even handle this? The minimal effort he puts into hiding this affair would indicate to me, if I was you, that this dude does not even remotely give a crap about you and the marriage. Like, this story reads really tough, sad face. If you confront him about it, I would expect his reaction to go something like, "Oh, you found out? Okay, see yourself out please. You divorce him. I bought these gifts for you but they're nowhere to be found and now you're never going to get them, you're not that dumb." Even if he isn't cheating, he's definitely not the kind of man you want to be married to. Storming out is what you do when you're a dramatic teenager, not a grown-ass adult. Also, someone who's that quick to threaten divorce should be taken up on the promise. Unless you're constantly accusing him without cause, obviously. Should I ask to meet my husband's girlfriend? To preface, my husband and I have an open marriage and I am completely okay with him being with her. My husband has been dating this woman for over 6 months, and when they started talking I didn't really want to know much about her. But now that they have been together over 6 months I have been having the urge to meet her. I'm worried it's been too long for me to ask to meet her, and at the same time maybe it hasn't been long enough. I really could use some advice. Should I ask to meet at all? If I should ask, who should I be asking, him, her, or both? Ask him first. He can ask her. Have a decent idea of what your ideal outcome would be before you take this path. Do you want her to come around your house while you're there? Do you want this meeting to be a one-off? Do you want to get involved sexually, threesome, throuple, swingers, etc.? Do you want to talk about their relationship at all or keep that aspect out? Will you be okay if your husband says no? Will you be okay not meeting her if she says no and your husband supports her decision? Will you be okay if your husband is affectionate with her in front of you and/or in public? Will you want your husband to be affectionate with you in front of her? How is this dude raising a newborn, caring for mom, and having a side GF?